This is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Our coverage will begin momentarily. Please stand by. This is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Our coverage will begin momentarily. Please stand by. This is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Our coverage will begin momentarily. Please stand by. This is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Our coverage will begin momentarily. Please stand by. This is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Our coverage will begin momentarily. Please stand by.
All right, folks, once again, good afternoon and welcome to live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. I think we got that intermitting issue solved. We restarted everything and just monitored there for a few moments, and it sounds like on Facebook things are a little bit better. Whatever the issue was, it was only affecting Facebook and not YouTube. So I think we got that fixed, though. All the more reason why you need to subscribe to us on YouTube. So you've got a couple of options there. If one starts to drop out or we lose the signal on one, you can go to the other. And the idea here is, even if you want to continue watching us on Facebook, that's perfectly fine. But you got to sign up and subscribe to us on YouTube for that notification piece. Facebook uses a really wonky algorithm, and if you do not interact with us on a daily basis, it may be hours or even days before you get notified that we're live on Facebook. YouTube doesn't work that way. It sends you an instant push notification the moment we go live. So you got to do that. Go to YouTube and subscribe to us. It's free, doesn't cost you a dime. Also, subscribe to us on Facebook. There is a charge on Facebook. It's 99 cents a month. And 100% of that comes back to support us here on Dr. Don's Weather. So I appreciate it if you'll subscribe to us on Facebook as well. All right, so let's go back to the latest radar shot, and let's talk about what's going on. Again, if you were not with us a few moments ago, we have a new severe thunderstorm watch, which covers all of our coverage counties across East Alabama and West Georgia. And the National Weather Service at Peachtree City is in the process of expanding that watch further south to include the Columbus area. So that would mean that every county in the Dr. Don coverage area is now under that severe thunderstorm watch, with the exception of Lee County, Alabama. And I would anticipate the National Weather Service including Lee County, Alabama, probably pretty soon. So we know conditions are correct for the possibility of severe thunderstorms this afternoon across East Alabama and West Georgia. We've already got severe weather off to our northwest, and it's moving into our coverage area. The Dr. Don coverage area, for those of you who are not familiar with what we do here, basically is in this area across East Alabama, Central Alabama, East Alabama, and West Georgia. Now we can't leave Merriweather out. And Harris. So let's do it that way, right there. That's basically our coverage area. Now, if we have a tornado on the ground that's going to affect, counties just outside of our primary coverage area, do we cover those counties? Absolutely we do. So that just depends on how severe the weather is. But that's basically our coverage area. When I reference East Alabama, I'm talking about this area right here. That's East Alabama, and this is West Georgia right here. West Georgia, East Alabama. That was horrible. That's East Alabama. This is West Georgia. I know some of you are scratching your heads as to why I have to explain that, but we don't teach geography in school anymore, folks, and it shows. All right, so here's the line of thunderstorms that we're watching this afternoon. That's the leading edge I'm drawing on the screen. And just in advance of that, in this area, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that's just been issued. Then that straight line behind it, or semi-straight line, is where the leading edge of the storms are currently located. And all of this is moving in this general direction. So this is definitely going to move into Talladega, going to move into Anniston, going to move into Ranburne. It'll move into Lineville, Ashland, Rockford, Alexander City, Dadeville, of course, all across Randolph County, Woodland, Wedowee, Wadley, Roanoke, Rock Mills, Lafayette, Lynette, West Point Valley, LaGrange, Franklin, Carrollton, and all points in between. We'll deal with this line of thunderstorms this afternoon. And unlike so many times we have severe weather during the overnight hours and the storms are weakening as they move in, this afternoon, no weakening. They will either maintain or grow stronger as they move into East Alabama. The timing on this, it's hitting East Alabama and West Georgia during the peak heating of the day. So the timing on this is perfect to get that perfect storm. So that's why we're really hitting this pretty hard this afternoon. There are embedded pockets of 50, 60, and 70 mile per hour winds along this line of storms. Now, will everybody deal with damaging straight line winds in the path of this line of storms? Absolutely not. But there will be pockets within that line of storms where we will see tree damage, we will see power outages, and we will see issues. Now, to be able to, we can't tell you exactly what the line is going to look like when it moves over your house. It may be severe in that part of the line when it gets to your house, or it may not be. We can't tell you that for sure. But we can tell you that there is a high likelihood that multiple locations along this line of thunderstorms is producing extensive winds that could bring down trees and power lines. A couple of things you just don't want to do. Number one, you don't want to be up here on I-20 traveling toward Birmingham from Anniston, because you're going to be driving right into the teeth of this storm. You do not want to remain out there on the waterways and creeks and rivers across East Alabama and West Georgia as this line of storms starts to move through. You got to be situationally aware of what's going on out there. If you're up here, and I'm preaching now, if you're if you're up here around Piedmont, it's time to head to the house. You don't want to be out there on the creek or the river. And that's going to be the same case across all of East Alabama and West Georgia. Now, you know, Randolph County, Lake Wedowee, you've still got maybe 30, 40 minutes before you start to get into that danger zone. You know, it's probably going to be a good hour before it gets over here to Lake Wedowee. But, you know, the next 30 or 40 minutes, you need to be making plans to get off of that water up there on Lake Wedowee. And same thing down here at Lake Martin in Tallapoosa County. We got the line of storms now moving through Montevallo back in the northern part of Chilton County. So about an hour, maybe hour and 15 minutes before it gets to Lake Martin. But notice we've got some small individual storms that are beginning to develop. There's a small one right there just north of Lake Jordan. And that's going to move toward Lake Wedowee. Now, it's nowhere near as strong as what we're seeing back over Montevallo, but still, it's going to move across Lake Martin. So you got to be aware of these things, because you do not get caught out there on this body of water with this type of weather. You get a 50 or 60 mile per hour wind gust, and you're just in a normal ski boat, that can capsize that boat. And now we got a problem. So this is the point I'm trying to make. Lake West Point, you've got an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before it gets over there. But just know what's going on and have a plan to get off of that water, get indoors. This is indoor weather, not outdoor weather on your Saturday afternoon. Hey, Debbie Roberts, watching us in Wadley, Alabama. Good to have you. Temple, Georgia, a couple of hours. Hey, here in Dawsonville, Georgia. What I'm going to need y'all to do down there in Dawsonville, I'm going to need you to run by the Home Depot. You know, they got those great big fans that they rent. And I'm going to need you to set them up out there on 53 and point them back toward Alabama. And turn them on so we can stop that weather right there in Dawsonville, because I'm next right after Dawsonville. If you're in Dawsonville, if you'll turn and look back to the northeast, that first set of mountains you see, it's called Waka Mountain. Got 3 towers on it. That's where I'm at. So you folks in Dawsonville, keep the weather off of me so I don't lose power, so we can keep everybody safe this afternoon. Roanoke, you got about an hour and 15 minutes, give or take. Talladega says it's pretty rough near the Country Club Estates. I don't know exactly where Country Club Estates is located, but there you go. There's Talladega. And the complex of storms, the severe part of the complex of storms that will affect Talladega is still a little bit northwest of downtown Talladega. Hey, Anita, watching us in Ranburne. Troup County, a couple of hours, maybe 2.5 hours. I'd call it a couple of hours. Again, folks, the times I'm giving you, I'm just giving you an estimate. You know, there are times that weather systems can speed up or slow down. So all I can base it on is what we're looking at real time. And at the moment, they're moving at about 45 miles per hour. So, yeah, West Georgia, you're looking at a couple of hours. Candy's watching us in Heard County. Well, Kim, those are all very good questions. Let me see if I can get you an answer. The lightning strike counter is not working at the moment for some reason. Let's see if we can figure that out. And let me go. See if we can get a look at the power outages here. All right, there's the power outage. And let me take it full screen just for a second. And you can see, I mean, that's right where the strongest part of the storms have moved through. The darker the color, the more customers without power. Right now, across the state of Alabama, we've got 116,000 customers without power. So that's pretty significant. Let's see. Marshall County has 666. Etowah County has 2,279 without power. Talladega's not recording any outages just yet. Jefferson has about 40,000 without power. Walker County has 8,000. Coleman County has 12,000. Morgan County has 362. So it looks like Jefferson County by far is leading right now with 39,068 customers without power. Now, you have to understand, they have 330,000, almost 331,000 customers that are tracked in Jefferson County. So 40,000 of that is significant, but you have to put that in context there. Anita's watching us in Valley. Scarlett is in Ashland. Matthew says he's without power in Talladega. And again, if you're just joining us, we're watching for severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. We have a severe thunderstorm watch covering all of our coverage counties across East Alabama and West Georgia. The Weather Service out of Peachtree City has just recently pushed it a little further south to get the Columbus, Phoenix City area involved in this. And there you go. There's the new severe thunderstorm watch box. So now all of East Alabama and West Georgia, including Lee County, Alabama, and Harris County, Georgia, are included in the severe thunderstorm watch. Now, the severe thunderstorm watch on the Alabama side of things is in effect until 6 p.m. That is Central Time. And Georgia is 9 p.m. Eastern. I doubt very seriously that the West Georgia counties will stay under it until 9 p.m. Yeah, a lot of power outages in Birmingham. Hey, Miss Cecilia, good to see you. Hey, him from Cragford. Hey, Chrissy. What about Cleburne? Uh-oh, is that a what about? Got a what about in the house? Hey, Miss Dorothy. What about Cleburne? Cleburne's in East Alabama. All of East Alabama and West Georgia is going to deal with severe thunderstorm possibilities this afternoon. Doesn't mean that everybody along this line is going to get a severe thunderstorm, but yeah, chances are pretty high. You're going to have significant wind, a lot of rain, thunder and lightning, and possibly some hail. Miss Dorothy, you need to go over to the weather store and pick up a Dr. Don What About shirt. They're just for you guys. And proceeds come back to support us here on Dr. Don's Weather. So get you a What About shirt. There's Dickard, Alabama. All right, so, in that frame that you're looking at, we have 236 lightning strikes in the last 3 minutes. And the majority of that, without question, is right along that line. That is the main line of storms. And the storms are pushing in this direction. We currently have a severe thunderstorm warning for Cleburne, Calhoun, Talladega, and Coosa. Now, Cleburne, you have got a storm setting just to the east of Mount Cheehaw near Chulafini. That's not what they're warning for, though that could lay down some pretty strong winds as well. The warning is basically for this stuff back up here around Bynum or the Anniston Army Depot. That's going to be moving toward Cleburne County. It's going to come right over Anniston, Oxford, Heflin, and we'll continue moving off to the east toward Cleburne. So that's the reason for your severe thunderstorm warning over here in Cleburne County. I'm just looking around inside this line of storms to see where the worst wind is, and right now it's right there over Talladega. So we've got some, 30 to 50 mile per hour wind right there on especially the northeast side of Talladega. That would explain why we have power outages being reported in Talladega. That smaller storm near Chulafini, you're looking at 30 to 40 mile per hour wind. Anniston, let's start up here at let's start at Piedmont. Sorry, folks. I'll get it right in a minute. You're looking at 30 to 40 mile per hour winds up here around Piedmont. Jacksonville, 25, 35 mile per hour winds. Anniston, you're in the 20 to 30 mile per hour category. The strongest winds we're picking up right now along this line is going to be right there around Talladega. And then we get into some more strong wind around Sylacauga. There's a 46. So just west of Sylacauga. And west of Weguffka, we've got some strong wind there, some 50s. Just northwest of Weguffka, to the east of Jemison. And moving into Clanton, we have some 30 to 40 mile per hour winds as well. And you can see that we've got a gust front running out ahead of this line of thunderstorms. You can see it right there. See that line of green line right there? That's a gust front that's running well out in advance of the line of thunderstorms. It is very hot outside. It is hot and humid. Amber's watching us in Woodland. Miss Doris has got her What About shirt. Buttston, Alabama in the house. Hey, Hal. Jessica says it's rough up in Talladega. Rita Palmer is watching us this afternoon. Reba watching us in Wadley, Alabama. Hey, Kathy, thank you for the kind words. James is watching us in Talladega. Alexis, everything's okay in Cleburne at the moment. They are under a severe thunderstorm warning for that line of storms. It really hasn't gotten there just yet. There's one small storm that's running out ahead of the line that's right there over Sheila Finney. But the main line hasn't made it into Cleburne just yet. The line of storms is advancing to the east at 45 miles per hour. And there are some embedded pockets of 60 and potentially 70 mile per hour winds in pockets along this line of thunderstorms. We are seeing a tremendous number of power outages back in Jefferson County when this line moved through about 30 minutes ago. So that tells us that there were quite a few trees that were knocked down and power outages across Jefferson County. Jackson Gap's in the house. There's Mike in Standing Rock. You're welcome, Alexis. Jim, it all depends on how things set up in the morning. When Jim brings up a great point. There will be another round of storms late tonight into early tomorrow morning. And it really depends on how significant the storms are or the effect that the storms this afternoon has on the atmosphere. You know, do we get this line of storms on out of here pretty quick this afternoon, and do we have time to destabilize again before we lose the heating of the day? If that happens, then the storms late tonight into tomorrow morning could be pretty strong. If this takes a while and we stay cloudy the remainder of the day and the atmosphere doesn't have time to recover, then we may not see much of anything after midnight tonight. So it's really hard to say. I mean, that's the problem this time of year with these MCS type complexes. They're extremely hard to forecast because they are literally a complex of thunderstorms that develops its own ecosystem, and it does what it wants to do. It's kind of like a thunderstorm on AI, if that makes sense. If you understand what artificial intelligence is, that these MCS complexes, which this is, that's kind of how this works. So it's almost impossible to tell you how strong the storms will be, or even if we have a second round after midnight tonight. The forecast at the moment is that we may. And then we're going to have a third round on Monday. And I got to tell you, there's a chance of thunderstorms Tuesday and Wednesday of next week also. It's never ending. Power is out up in Ohatchee. Alabama Granny in the house. How about Roanoke? That's a little different, but we're going to throw that in the what about category. Welcome to the club, Aviator. Roanoke is, let's see, right there. That's where Roanoke is at. Your line of thunderstorms is right here. Moving like this. So that's going to move what? Right through Roanoke. Within this line of thunderstorms, you have the possibility of 30, 40, 50, 60 mile per hour winds in pockets. Everybody's not going to see wind like that, but Lots of rain, thunder, lightning, maybe some small hail. It's a line of thunderstorms. And there is a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather in East Alabama, which is where Roanoke is at. So that's what about Roanoke? That's what we know at the moment. This line of storms hasn't reached there just yet, but it's headed that way. Mellow Valley in the house. Hey, here, Southern Clay County. Good to see you, Rocky. Danny says he's hearing thunder from Alabama all the way over on High Point Mountain at exit 5 inside Georgia. That's crazy. Sherry's watching us from Cragford. Alyssa is in LaGrange. Justin, is Ashland going to get any bad storms? Let's go through this again. There's Ashland. There's your line of storms. They're moving in that direction. They're going to move right through Ashland. I can't tell you if it's going to be bad when it comes through Ashland or not. I can tell you you got bad storms just west of you, and they are moving that way. Will they look exactly the same when they get to Ashland as they look right now? Probably not. And if you look real close, there are a few little gaps. There's a gap right there. There's a little gap right there. There's a little gap right there. If one of these gaps decides to come right over your town, and that's plausible, could happen right there at Ashland, then you don't get much of anything at all. However, if that joker right there decides to come right over Ashland, you got a problem. That's strong. There's probably some tree damage in the wake of that particular section of this line of thunderstorms. Frog Eye in the house. Hey, Mariah. If you hear thunder in Roanoke, you're hearing it from a long way off, all the way up there around Mount Cheehaw. Or you could be hearing that stuff over in Griffin, Georgia. That's a long way off also. All right, so Miss Cecilia's got supper on. She done put some chicken fingers in the oven, opened a can of English peas and carrots, poured some tea, and so she's going to go ahead and prepare supper for us in case we lose power. We can just stop by Miss Cecilia's place and enjoy some chicken fingers. And I know where she lives. Daniel watching this in Lineville. Paulding County, Georgia, in the house. Hey, Michelle, thank you. Love some Paulding County folks. Y'all Thunder buddies with us just like everybody else. Hey, Tracy. Lorraine Anglin says, hey. You can't hear. You can't hear Lorraine, but she says, hey. I hate about LaGrange area. Ashley's the latest member of the What About Club. Welcome to the What About Club, Ashley. What about LaGrange? Well, Ashley, is like this. There's LaGrange. You are in what we refer to as West Georgia. There's your line of storms. It's moving in this direction. Guess what's going to happen in LaGrange? It's going to storm. I can't tell you exactly what condition this line is going to be in when it gets to LaGrange, but I can tell you the condition it's in at the moment. It's pretty strong. We've got thousands of power outages back across Jefferson County, right back here. When that line of storms moved through there earlier, back here in the Birmingham area. We've got some 30,000 customers without power up there. And it was all because of this part of the line that moved through Birmingham. And that is moving in this direction. And we know that LaGrange is sitting right here. So all you folks ahead of this line of thunderstorms is going to deal with this line of thunderstorms. All you folks. Every last one of you. It's coming to you. Coming to you. Yeah, Bernard Teller. Now go order your shirt. Order your What About shirt. The link is scrolling here in the chat room to the weather store. Hey, Sherry, that's a great idea. Follow us over on the YouTube. You can watch us on your widescreen TV. Resolution is phenomenal because we're transmitting on fiber now. That has not always been the case up until about a month ago. We're streaming at 10,000 kilobits a second. Prior to fiber, we were running about 2 kilobits per second. 2,000. Now we're at 10,000. And the resolution is just crazy. But you can't appreciate that on your phone. You can appreciate that on your big screen TV. And it's real easy to watch us if you've got YouTube on your smart TV. And that is, without question, the best way to watch Dr. Don's weather. So you got to do that. Lots of folks are scared of bad weather, Ashley, and we pick on you. We pick on the whatabouts. It's all in fun. No harm intended. We're just picking at you. It actually, the whatabouts has developed a pretty cool T-shirt that probably would never have happened if we hadn't had all you whatabouts in here. So now that you're a bona fide member of the What About Club, you got to go to the weather store and get you a What About T-shirt. Bob says that his What About shirt is getting a lot of compliments. Well, thank you for getting your What About shirt, Bob in Roanoke. We appreciate you, brother. Oh, 7-foot-tall tomato plants? I'm going to need to get a picture of that. I've seen them before. I've seen 7-foot-tall tomato plants before. But that's pretty amazing. Wow, Dale. I need you to share your secrets with me also. Wow. Well, I hope they're staked up real well and you got some kind of way of keeping them from blowing over. Sue's watching us from Roanoke. Yeah, Leslie, timing on all of this, it's moving into Clay County now. So we're 15 away from probably Lineville and Ashland. Ranburn, let's just start at the top and we'll work down the line on the timing. We'll do it that way. Moving into Coldwater now, also moving into Heflin right now. Ranburn, you got that little piece that's running out there ahead of the line of storms, about to get absorbed by that line of storms. I think that'll move through your area in the next 15 minutes or so. And then the main line is touching Chulafini, so we're probably 10 away, maybe 15 minutes away from Ranburn. Storms moving into Delta, Barfield. We're probably 10 to 15 away for Ashland, Millerville. Wedowee, you're within that 30-minute mark, I would think. Wadley, you're about 45 minutes. Roanoke, about an hour. Alexander City, about 30 minutes. Budston, about 45. Lafayette, about an hour. Lynette, Valley, West Point, about an hour and 15. LaGrange, probably hour 30. Franklin, probably somewhere around an hour and 15 minutes. And up there in Carrollton, you're probably about 45 minutes away. Again, folks, understand the timing I'm giving you is just an estimate, depending on the motion of the line of storms. But the storms are moving east at about 45 miles per hour. Hey, Mike, I like that idea too. Team Dr. Don. I like that. We got several ideas looming out there. We got our Thunder Buddy shirts that are available. We got the What About shirts that are available. Still got the Boondocks Hurricane Party from last Saturday that's available in our weather store. And we've got regular Dr. Don T-shirts. We got hoodies, baseball caps, and the coffee cups. If you don't have your coffee cup, you got to get one of those too. And look, here's the deal. You spend $75 or more, shipping, I'll pay for it. Shipping won't cost you a dime. And only takes about 5 to 7 days to get your order once you place it. So go to the link at the top of this video, or the link scrolls in the chat room every now and then, and pick you up some Dr. Don merchandise. It helps support us here on Dr. Don's Weather. There comes that little boy. Jones family is in the house. Okay, you can see where the line of thunderstorms located right now. Again, coming into northwestern Coosa, right there along the stair step between Clay County and Talladega, and then on up across I-20 near Oxford, and then into Georgia. That's the leading edge of this line of thunderstorms. Again, the storms moving pretty much a little bit south of due east, and that will encompass all of East Alabama and West Georgia. If you're watching us anywhere in East Alabama or West Georgia, you're going to deal with this line of thunderstorms. Will it be severe at your house? I don't know. I can tell you that the odds are that it could be, and we're talking, when we say severe, we're talking strong gusty winds, dangerous lightning, maybe some hail, and lots of rain. It's not going to last a long time. 15, 20, 30 minutes, it's done. And then if the sun breaks out behind all of this, we're going to have a secondary line of storms, perhaps, late tonight into early tomorrow morning that we may have to deal with. And just looking at the entire line, this part of the storm that's between Rome and Cedartown, that part right there means business. That is serious right there. Now, there's hardly any question we've got damaging straight line winds there, and probably some hail involved in that as well. That is significant. Oh, wow. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. So the storms are much stronger up here in northwest Georgia than they are anywhere else. Though right there in the northern part of Cleburne County up around Coldwater, it's a pretty strong pocket right there also. And looking back down across Alabama, I mean, that entire line is strong, but it is not as strong by any means, as what we're seeing in northwest Georgia. I'm going to put this in motion so you can kind of get a general feel for the way it's moving, and I am going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave the feed up. I'm just going to take a quick pause here. Got a couple of things I want to look at offline, and I'll be back with you in about I'll be back with you in about 3 or 4 minutes here on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage.
You're watching live severe. Currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Longevity Inspections, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Longevity Inspections, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Longevity Inspections, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Longevity Inspections, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, the venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Longevity Inspections, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, the venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr.
All right, Dr. Don back in here with you as we were on a short break there. Folks, I was just checking a couple of weather observations around. Had a 63-mile-per-hour wind gust at the Talladega Airport when this line of storms moved through. We're also seeing some 70-mile-per-hour winds possible with this cluster of storms that's just south of Rome. This thing is growing. I mean, it's getting bigger. And there are some outdoor concerts. I've been noticing in the chat room with the National Weather Service some mentions of some outdoor concerts. If there's any kind of outdoor event that you're attending this afternoon and you're ahead of this line of thunderstorms, folks, you got to get indoors. I mean, you got to use a little common sense here. If the skies are darkening back off to your west or northwest, get inside. Regardless of whether you have that 60 or 70 mile per hour wind gust, we've got a lot of lightning with these storms. You cannot be outside. If you are in charge of an outdoor venue, and I've already seen, I'm not going to call the names, but I've already seen a couple of folks in the chat room asking questions about outdoor venues over here in West Georgia. One of them's around Douglasville. Get your folks out of there. Don't let them take the risk. It's not worth it. I mean, this is dangerous weather to be outdoors at an outdoor venue with this type of weather moving in. It is what it is. I mean, nobody could predict when you scheduled your outdoor event that this was going to happen. And I know you don't want to have to cancel anything or disrupt it, but you cannot put people in danger. And unfortunately, we live in a world where everybody waits for somebody else to tell them what to do. And we got to turn on the common sense here. Get those people away from those outdoor venues if this storm has not crossed your area yet, because it is going to be dangerous for anybody to be outside with this type of weather moving in. Severe thunderstorm warning now for Carroll County all the way back up to Douglasville. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings really covering all of west and northwest Georgia. Look at that. This entire area is under a severe thunderstorm warning. And then back into Alabama along that line of storms. Severe thunderstorm warnings. And we have special weather statements now for Clay and Randolph County and part of Tallapoosa County. So if you're in those areas, if you're inside those areas where you see that white line right there, you need to be at a safe place. You don't need to be outside in this weather. So if you're in Randolph County, you have a special weather statement in effect. It's primarily for this part of the storm. And that is going to move like so. So basically, Wedowee North is where the heaviest part of the storm will move across Randolph County. Now, this stuff back to the southwest, that's the part that will move into Wadley, Roanoke, south of Wedowee. And it's strong, no question. We've got thunder, we've got lightning, we've got hail, we've got winds probably in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range. So that's going to move across the southern part of Randolph County. But this stuff up here in the north end of the county, that's the strongest of all of it. And that's going to move just like so. Again, I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but you cannot be outside in this. If you're on Lake Wedowee, time to head to the house. Get off of that body of water. If you're out at Flat Rock Park, it's time to head to the house. Do not stay outdoors in this type of weather. Christopher, yes, you should have a plan to seek shelter. I'm not saying you need to go right this moment, because if you're at Amity Park, you're over here on West Point Lake. There you are right there. The line of storms is back here. You're still probably 45 minutes to an hour away from this line of thunderstorms. But you do need to have a plan. If you're camping in a tent, then now's the time to decide, okay, what's my plan? Where are we going to go? Are we going to go down to Lynette, West Point, Valley, maybe go down there to a restaurant and have supper? Or are we going to go over to LaGrange to eat out for supper? Are we going to go somewhere to maybe a big box store and just do some shopping while this passes through? That's the idea you need to be thinking about. And have a plan, and probably, in the next 15 to 30 minutes, you need to be executing that plan so that you're where you're going to go well in advance of this line of storms moving through. But, yes, you absolutely do not need to stay in a tent on a campground during this kind of weather. Am I clear on 33 Wadley side? Why would you be clear? The line hasn't even gotten to you yet. Here's the line of storms. Wadley's down here. This is moving like this. So, Loretta, no, you're not clear by any means. It hasn't even gotten to you yet. Big rain and wind at High Point Mountain. Thank you, Danny. I'm telling you, this is a respectable line of thunderstorms. Ranburn, you got that piece that's right there in northern Randolph County that's coming toward you. So from Chula Finney down to Lake Wedowee, that entire line right there is moving east, maybe a little bit southeast. And there's Ranburn. Ranburn's right there. So that's what's coming toward Ranburn. Brittany says she's driving toward Oxford, and wind and rain are insane. Brittany, you probably need to find somewhere to pull over. Don't drive in this type of weather. And Loretta, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend you or anybody else. It's I just want to make sure everybody understands which way the weather's moving, and it hasn't gotten to Wadley yet. Stephanie, no reason to be scared. It's weather. You're going to have weather. You're going to have severe weather. Weather's going to happen. Just be aware and protect yourself. Make sure you're in a good, safe, sturdy structure, and there's no reason to be afraid. Boyce says that he's got rain now in Folsom. Kay is in the house, Glenn, Georgia. Rome, yeah, you got a nasty one up there. Actually, things have calmed down a little bit in Rome. You still got very heavy rain, but the worst part of that cell has fizzled a little bit to the east of Rome. Got another heavy cell now to the southeast of Cedartown. Right there. Heavy rain moving into Bremen. And then we have that very heavy cell up there in the northwest part of Randolph County. That's moving off to the east. The southern end of that will clip Wedowee. An automobile accident just past Hollis Crossroads, almost at the Haunted Chicken House. Okay, I know exactly where that's at. So here's the thing, folks. You shouldn't even be driving on 431. If you're from Wedowee all the way to Anniston, you should not be driving. You got to find somewhere to pull over and let this thing pass. Weather-related accidents, and I don't know that this is weather-related, but if I had to guess, I would say that it is. Weather-related accidents happen all the time. And the number one way to prevent that from happening is to don't put yourself in that position. Just don't. Pull over. I mean, it's your life is a whole lot more important than wherever it is you're trying to get to. So don't put yourself in that position. Scott's done it. Welcome to the What About Club, Scott Smith. Well, Scott, you're right in here, and there's your line of thunderstorms. It's moving your way. You can see what's happening out there right now. Very heavy rain. We've got wind, and we've got thunder and lightning. And all this is moving your way. Pouring at Foster's Crossroads. Thank you, Tanya. Wind getting up in Cragford. Thanks, Sherry. Tree down that had road blockage on 431, where 24 comes into 431. I'm not sure exactly where that's at, but apparently we have a tree down on 431. We also have an automobile accident near the Haunted Chicken House on 431. I'm not surprised. That is a nasty storm crossing over right there. Tree down on 82 between 263 and 222. Is that Randolph County? Getting intense at Morrison's Crossroads. Power out at Swag. Again, special weather statement in effect for Clay and Randolph and part of Tallapoosa and Coosa. Severe thunderstorm warning for Carroll County of our coverage area. Just lost power in Wedowee. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning up here in North Georgia on a storm that's in Dalton moving to the east. So that's why you're hearing the weather radio go off in the background. Marcia. Welcome, Marcia Derrick, to the What About Club. I'm not even going to tell you about the White County weather since you did that. We do have a very strong storm up there around Dalton that is booking it to the east. That may affect central and northern White County. And then the storms down around Calhoun is what would eventually end up moving into central and southern White County. Understand, we're looking at this from the Birmingham radar. Let me see if I can get us to Atlanta. There's so much stuff on the screen, I can't even find it. Hang on a second. All right, there we go. All right, we're going to switch over to Atlanta and go back up here and look at this again. And, yeah. A lot of wind in that Dalton storm, and that's going to eventually affect us over here in northern White. And then that Calhoun down to Rome storm is probably what would end up in central and southern White County. Not a good ride on I-20 toward Atlanta. Lots of rain out there right inside the Georgia state line from, Villa Rica, Carrollton, Douglasville, all the way into Atlanta. Just not a good ride at all. And then that very strong storm sitting right there in northern Randolph County from Newell back down to just west of Wedowee. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate your kind words. Just lost power in Woodland. Several reports of power loss in Woodland. Let's go see what the power outage map looks like. Let me refresh that right quick. All right, so Cleburne is showing 815 without power. Randolph at the moment is showing 5, but that may be a few minutes behind. I know we've got more than 5 customers without power in Randolph. Clay's only showing 10. Again, I think that's probably not accurate. Calhoun is showing 4,000 without power. Talladega is showing 1,900. Coosa is showing 93. Chilton is showing 113. Jefferson still has 40,000 people without power. Now, that's Birmingham. St. Clair County is showing 7,421. Whitney confirms power out in Wedowee. Okay, so Rhonda Whitaker is telling us County Road 24 is the road on the left just before you get to the haunted chicken house. So we have an automobile accident there at the haunted chicken house, and then we have a tree down across 431 at County Road 24. I don't know if the tree's involved in the automobile accident or not, but right there where the chicken house is located on 431 seems to be at least one of the pretty bad spots there on 431 where this storm moved through. The storms are moving at about 45 miles per hour. Wow, look at that. North side 285. Westbound lane is down to westbound. The westbound side of I-285 is down to one lane between exits 26 and 22 for construction, causing a 2-hour delay. 2-hour delay for construction. Listen, the 285 has been under construction since I lived in Atlanta in 1988. You'd think we'd have a better plan. It's unbelievable. 2-hour delay due to construction. Wow. But that's not uncommon in Atlanta, and now this rain's moving in, it's going to get even worse. Wildwood community in Randolph County without power. All right, let's look at the radar again. Heavy cell right here in the extreme southwestern corner of Carroll County, right there. So it's kind of straddling the Carroll County, Heard County line. That's moving in that direction. And then we still have this strong cell that stretches from Ranburne down to Newell, down to Wedowee, and then kind of curves back to the west to around Ashland. And that also is moving in this direction. Y'all bear with me just a second. That's something I've got to take a look at. All right. So we now have a severe thunderstorm warning up here in North Georgia. Basically from the entire northern and north central section of the state of Georgia under a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, I'm going to tell you, when this line of thunderstorms gets a little bit closer to White County, this is my county. This is the area that I'm responsible for up here in northeast Georgia, right there. And you see where the main line of storms is located. And when this line gets a little bit closer, I'm going to have to clear out of here because I have duties I have to take care of up here in northeast Georgia. Most of the time, we can get the line almost completely through East Alabama before I have to switch hats, and I think we'll be okay to do that today as well. But just to let you know, I may have to bow out of here in the next 30 minutes or so. But again, back down here to East Alabama, strong storms coming out of Coosa into Tallapoosa. Nothing severe down here. That's the good news. We're just looking at special weather statements for the most part for southeastern Coosa County, northwestern Tallapoosa, central and eastern Clay, Randolph, and then we get into the severe thunderstorm warnings in Georgia. Places like Villarica, Roswell, Canton, Rome, Calhoun, Dalton, Blue Ridge, Ellijay, Jasper, Ball Ground, Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, Dallas. All those areas under severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Good news for Cleburne and Calhoun. I can say good night. Your severe weather threat has ended for now. Now, we're going to be watching to see if we get a secondary line of thunderstorms in here after midnight tonight. So we may be back with more severe weather coverage before the sun comes up tomorrow morning. But the severe weather threat, at least for now, has ended across Cleburne and Calhoun. Even though you're still officially under the severe thunderstorm watch, I don't see anything of any significance there around the Anniston area. You still got moderate rainfall, but the severe threat has moved on into Georgia. Probably from Lineville, Ashland west, your threat has pretty much ended also. The only strong weather that remains in Clay County is going to be right there along 48 over to Ashland and then down to the southeastern sections of Clay County. Power's out in Woodland, strong winds in Allman. The system going into the Texas Franklin area is not severe at the moment. You're talking about this stuff over here in Randolph County. That's what will move into Heard County. Right now, Randolph County is under a special weather statement, which is one level below severe. They're strong, but at the moment they're not severe. Now, I don't know what Peachtree City is going to do. They may opt to go with a severe thunderstorm warning for Heard County. We'll find out here in just a moment because it's getting close enough now. They're going to have to make a decision on whether they're going to go with a special weather statement or a severe thunderstorm warning for Heard County. Understand, Alabama's controlled from Birmingham, and then Georgia. Peachtree City picks up Georgia when the storms cross over the state line. That's how that works. Yes, Cindy, Randolph County is getting the southwestern flank of this line of storms. We pretty much knew all along that the more significant weather would be along and north of the I-20 corridor, and for the most part, that's the way this thing has played out. But that southwestern flank of the line of storms, they are trying its best to catch up with the rest of the line. Is just below severe limits at the moment. And that's the part moving through Randolph. Heavy rain and thunder in Woodland. And there it is. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Heard County. It's not for the entire county, though. It's going to be from Franklin north. So Central Hatchie, Ephesus, Central Hatchie, the northeast part of the county, basically from Franklin north and northeast. If you're down there in the Texas area, you're not covered under this severe thunderstorm warning. This also gets Coweta County. So Noonan, Moreland, Whitesburg, Palmetto, even over into Peachtree City, Sonoya, Fayetteville, up to Union City, Riverdale, East Point, Forest Park, gets all the way into Atlanta. There's the latest right there. And the National Weather Service got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 counties with that last warning they just issued. Clay County, for the most part, is good, yes. Right there along the Randolph County, Clay County line, you've still got a heavy cell. and that stretches down into the southeastern corner of Clay. But from Delta to Lineville to Ashland, west, yes, you're good. Hey, Atlanta Digital Media, thank you for the comments there. I spent 22 years in Roanoke, Alabama on broadcast radio, so there is a reason behind all of this. I didn't just wake up one morning and decide I was going to do this. We've been doing it for 7 years. We're in our 7th year of live streaming for severe weather, but it comes from years of doing this in broadcast radio and also being in public safety. All right, Meriwether, just the extreme northern part of Meriwether County. It's not the entire county. It's even way up there, the northern part of the county. And it's all part of that 8-county warning that Peachtree City sent out just a few moments ago. Hey, here, Crazy Mary. Frogs are hiding, she says. Well, they didn't hide up here last night. I thought I was in Frog Eye there for just a moment. Good gracious. I mean, they were so loud last night. They drowned out the thunderstorm we had last night up here. Yeah, I was on Eagle 102, I don't know, 22 years, something like that, out of Roanoke and WLAG in LaGrange. Even did 3 years at TV 33 in LaGrange. I had a morning show over there. Good Morning Randolph County was the name of it. I had hair back then also. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that over in Glenn, Georgia. Very windy on Broughton Ridge. Yeah, we certainly have a million frogs up here. We've got more frogs this year than I think we've ever had, and they are vocal. Mary, I pulled some of the video from back in the day. This was in 95, 96, 97, 98, mid to late 90s, early 2000s. I pulled some of that video. Just wow. Okay, Atlanta Digital, there you go. Yep. That's probably it. It was in the mid to late 90s. Also did weather on their evening news for a couple of years. Alexander City. What about Alexander City? Nothing but just a line of thunderstorms coming through. Special weather statement for Tallapoosa County. And actually, it's already come through. So, Alex City, you're pretty much in the clear now. So for East Alabama, at least, this is turning out to be a pretty good deal because I got to tell you, when these storms came through Birmingham, it looked like we were about to get our backside kicked across East Alabama and West Georgia. And I know we got power outages, and I'm not trying to play down what's happening because we've got a decent storm moving through Randolph County from Graham down to Woodland. Highway 87 on the eastern side of Randolph County getting hit pretty good right now. Lots of thunder and lightning and gusty winds. We got power outages all across East Alabama. But this line of storms not as strong as it was when it moved through Jefferson County, Alabama. So I think even though we got some power outages and we got some problems, we don't have nearly the issues we could have had. So we may have gotten off fairly good here across East Alabama, and for most of you in West Georgia, maybe things won't be as bad as what we saw back over toward Birmingham. Now, again, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning, but it's primarily for this part of the storm that is moving like so. That's why only the northeastern corner of Heard is included in this severe thunderstorm warning. And then all of Coweta, and then they got the extreme northern part of Meriwether, and I don't really quite get it, honestly, because that part of the cell is going to move a little bit to the north of you. Now, we do have this stuff back in Alabama that will move through northern Meriwether, but that part of the line is just not severe. Alabama's handling all this with special weather statement. So it won't be long. Everybody across East Alabama and West Georgia will be in the clear. Now, it's just a nasty mess up here in Atlanta. It's a nasty mess up here in Atlanta on a beautiful sunny day. You throw this in on top of it, and I got to tell you, I am the thing I'm most thankful for right this moment is that I'm not on the connector in downtown Atlanta. I guarantee you that is ugly right there. Look at that. Wow. There's going to be wrecks everywhere. Traffic's going to be backed up for miles. It'll take the rest of this evening to get traffic back to normal bad in Atlanta after this gets out of there. Wow. North Georgia, yeah, we've got a pretty strong cell here now, just west of Dahlonega, right there. And that's moving in that direction. And guess where the Dr. Don studios are located? Right there. And that's moving like so. That's not looking good. It has arrived in Villa Rica. I really do appreciate you guys over there in West Atlanta that watch Dr. Don's weather. I mean, you got all kind of options in Atlanta for weather coverage. Yet it amazes me at the number of people that watch us from Atlanta Metro, especially out there on the west side, places like Villa Rica, Douglasville, Carrollton, Bremen, Dallas, Rome. We have viewers all over West Georgia, and we greatly appreciate that. Thank you, Barbara. I hear you, Atlanta Digital. I'm up in White County, Georgia. That's where I live now. I'm originally from Randolph County. Well, I'm originally from Autauga County in Prattville, just north of Montgomery, but spent 22 years in Randolph County and moved to White County, Georgia about 15 years ago. And that's where I broadcast from. You know, Leanne, I understand that. Atlanta's going to pick things up really strong about Douglasville because it's getting close to the western side of Metro. And Birmingham's going to let it go about Leeds, or maybe even sooner than that. Birmingham's going to let go of it about the time it gets out off of the perimeter on the east side. And Atlanta's really not going to pick it up until you get to about Douglasville. Unless it's really something significant, then they might pay attention to Anniston. Birmingham would, Atlanta wouldn't. So that's kind of our niche. We fill the gap for you folks who are kind of left out in the cold across East Alabama and West Georgia. with coverage, wall-to-wall coverage. Now, you may get a scroll at the bottom of the screen from Atlanta. They're supposed to for Randolph because Randolph is legally in the Atlanta ADI. So you might get a bottom third scroll, but you're not going to get wall-to-wall coverage. We provide that for you here on Dr. Don's Weather. It's a pretty strong cell now just south of Carrollton. And that's that cell in the extreme southeastern corner of Carroll County that's moving toward Peachtree City. That's going to be just to the east of Roopville. That hail report I just saw in the chat room in Heard County, is that right up there north of Central Hatchie, right there on the county line? Dave Ramsey. I hear you. Thank you, Chip. Thank you, Leanne. I appreciate that. You're right, Josh. I'll give you all the credit. And I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate anybody that can help get the word out there what we do. Alabama Granny. Dark, dreary, and windy in the Roanoke. Yeah, it's about to move into Roanoke. Things are settling down over there in southern Clay County. And I'm afraid that's going to be a severe thunderstorm warning coming for my county. Let's see. All right, that's going to be for Lumpkin County, so that's one county to my west. So, folks, I'm going to have to bust out of here. I'll tell you this much. There is nothing to be concerned about across Randolph, Tallapoosa, Chambers. We have no severe thunderstorm warnings in East Alabama. We do have one thunderstorm warning that covers Heard County and back into Coweta County, and it's primarily for that cell that's moving out of southeastern Carroll. But as I loop through, you can clearly see this line of thunderstorms, especially the part in Alabama, not nearly as strong as it was about an hour or so ago as it moves on off to the southeast. So here's my plan. I'm going to monitor this. If we get anything that I think is life-threatening, then I'll come right back on. But because we just went under a severe thunderstorm warning up here, one county to my west, then I've got to start some things up here to be on standby just in case we have some issues up here in North Georgia. So I'm going to step aside now, and we're going to end this live severe weather coverage. I will continue to watch this very closely, and I'll be back if I think we need to. Understand that there is the possibility that we may have more severe weather after midnight tonight. If that happens, of course, I'll be here to cover that for you as well. And then maybe more severe weather on Monday and again on Tuesday. That's just the way things go here in early summer across East Alabama and West Georgia. So with that, I'll bid you a good afternoon. And the best idea here is that you don't have to see me again this afternoon. That means we don't have life-threatening severe weather. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll see you back in here later this evening, if need be. If not, first thing tomorrow morning with your next primetime forecast on Dr. Don's Weather.
You have been watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don. Is made possible by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Cringery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. We'll continue to watch the skies